Welcome to the City of South Bend, Washington. This City Council meeting was held on January 27th, 2025.
Call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America,
the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God, indivisible,
liberty
with liberty and justice for all.
You could hear the lag when row. Kind of. All right. Welcome, everyone. Do we have any items from the public tonight?
I didn't, but I do.
Okay.
But Lucas is here, so I don't know. Just the raids are having trouble right now.
On the what?
The raids.
Oh, yeah.
On ice raids. I hope that our police are not going to be complicit in any of that kind of nonsense.
No.
I hope Washington, they have to have a warrant.
Yeah.
The Washington judges would issue one today.
Yeah. And as before, Lucas, the chief, has a stance on that, and yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah,
It's good to hear.
We are in a sanctuary state, so yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay, any other items from the public? I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda and the consent agenda and the minutes from January 13th, 2025.
So moved.
Second. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Are any opposed? Do we have any correspondence? No correspondence. All right, so we have a guest with us tonight. Emily Libecki, did I say that right?
Yes.
All right, she's going to give us an update on the Anywhere Library Services.
Yes, thank you so much.
If you want to maybe come up here a little closer, these are the microphones right here so that those on Zoom can hear you well as well.
I know last time I did this, I think it was like over there in some vague spot.
Yeah, anywhere you want to go up here is fine.
Is here okay? Does that sound
Yeah.
okay?
Yep.
Can you guys hear?
Yep.
I can hear fine, yes.
Thank you. Okay, so I do have a copy of your map if you would like it, but I also shared it electronically, and that's going to come up in a second. But basically, I am just kind of very excited about Anywhere Library for 2024. So the program actually started, the department started in Pacific County with active stops in January of last year, which I think was about the same the last time I did a South Bend meeting as well. So that's worked out really well for this year. But I actually started in the position in November of 2023. And as of right now, nearly 3,000 people have come to Anywhere Library stops. This is all over the county. This isn't just in North Pacific County, this is the entire county. And then there's been nearly 1,600 checkouts with Anywhere Library, which I was astounded when I actually tallied it up. I was like, oh, that's really exciting. I was expecting maybe around 1,200 to 1,600 is really nice to see. And we did about 74 programs, and by we, I mean me and collaborating with staff all over the county as well. The map that I've shared electronically is going to show you all of the stops that I currently have in place, stops that have been in place, stops that I'm planning on doing. And it's just a representation of Anywhere Library stops, so you are not going to see the outreach that branch staff do as well, because if I did that, the map would look like a rainbow. So for right now, we're just going to focus on Anywhere. But just to kind of give you a quick summary of what some of the stops look like, some of them are public, so that means that they're open to everybody. And then some of them are agency stops, which aren't advertised, you won't see on the website. And they tend to be partnership organizations with schools or long-term care facilities. But an Anywhere Library stop is essentially just bringing a small browsing collection to a place that has a need for it. Okay, I think we're ready for the map.
The map. Zoom is not accessing my drive. Unfortunately.
Well, I do have physical copies. Would you like to see the physical copies?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate for Zoom, but here.
Yeah.
I'll start. Ready to go? Here you go. Thank you. Yeah, of course. All those group presentations you do in school finally pay off, right? You there, Diane.
Thank you very much.
So blue represents current public stops, so I have 8 right now across the county. Teal represents agency stops, so I have 12, so 20 for a total of February, and I actually just added one this morning, that's 21 stops and 13 agency stops. And then purple represents planned and seasonal stops. So we don't have a traditional bookmobile with this program, it's what we call a cart puller model. So that means we take carts off the van, wheel them in to wherever we're going, and then people come and visit us that way. So that doesn't work in Washington State during January.
Right.
Or some of the colder months. So some of the stops only work when it's a little bit warmer. So a lot of those stops are kind of starting to come up. I've had a couple people message me here and there asking like, are you coming back? And it's like, yes, but it's warmer. But we have come up with something that we're going to try out and see how that goes, just as a way to kind of continue that library connection out in the community, but maybe not with me standing out there in the cold with my books, but instead something a little bit different, because we have a lot of library services we like to share with everybody. So stay tuned. And then orange just represents stops that have been discontinued, and usually the reasons for discontinuing stops are just low attendance, or maybe the stop was filling an immediate need and that need is no longer there.
Great.
Any question?
I think it's great that
I got
many
one.
people are using it.
Sure.
We had a stop over in Raymond when the library was open. That's kind of a waste of your time.
Which stop are you referring to, Diana?
It said over in Raymond. I don't know exactly where it was. I just saw it listed as a stop, Raymond stop.
Do you mean, is it the senior center you're thinking of?
It possibly could be.
Because I do a stop out in the senior center, and I do it at the senior center in Ocean Park as well, and they're about 2 feet from the library as well. But here's what I've noticed at some of these stops. People really don't like holds queues. So if I have a lucky day that's sitting right there, a lot of times I get people coming in and they're going, do you have a lucky day? Oh, thank God. Or they want museum passes, because I also do the Maritime Museum passes as well. And a lot of time Ocean Park staff will send people to my stop, and Raymond staff will send people my ways. So those stops for me are more like stops of convenience. So it's like, oh, I don't have to wait for 80 people for this book.
Raymond doesn't have those lineups. They really don't. I've been there, and the only thing lineup you have is a lineup at the Xerox machine, either getting out or sending out something.
Yeah.
That's what the lineup usually is.
Okay.
But you don't have a Xerox machine with you, do you?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Stay tuned. I'm really looking forward to March. And that's exactly why. Let me tell you. Yeah, right now I'm on what's called modified service. So if you ever see me out and about and you see me like pushing a bunch of boxes, that's not what any other library is supposed to look like. And it's been great as far as like physical exertion, but that's going to change hopefully in March. We'll be getting my upgraded van back, which means I will have Wi-Fi on a nice little tech cart, which will also mean I'll have printing capabilities. I can't wait for that, because like Diana said, there's a lot of people who like printing, and hopefully I can bring that to my more rural locations.
So
Yeah,
you service in most of the schools in Pacific County, or how's that working for you?
It's split between me and the branch staff, and at least what I've seen here in North Pacific County, Anne tends to take the younger children. So Anna's our North Pacific County Youth Services librarian, and she tends to take like kindergarten through 2nd grade,
Okay.
and I tend to take the school-age kids. And I just started something at the high school in Raymond, and I had some teachers approach me for other services, so we're kind of hoping to expand that a little bit. It's by accident that happened, but it works for us. We'll see what happens in the future. Things are always changing, but for right now,
I know the school
That's how it's
libraries
flowing
can
now.
seem kind of limited as far as resources for books these days, so it's great to see you guys tapping in with the schools.
thank you. That's what we're hoping to help with. You know, people work, do the best that they can with the resources they have, and that's where we come into. Great.
All right. Any other questions or comments from the council? Thank you so much. We appreciate
Thanks, Emily.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Have a good night. All right, moving on. Item 7, ordinance number 1604. And this is an ordinance adopting revised appropriations and expenditures be made in calendar year 2024. This is budget amendments is what it is. So did you want to explain this a little bit, David?
In the budget, in the 2024, our budget or 2025 budget, it was noticed that we had revenue listed, but the expenditures against that revenue were not listed. So this amendment is basically revising those and fixing those so that the budget is accurate.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Okay. All right. All in favor of adopting ordinance takes 2. We have to move it to a second reading, right? Ordinances take 2 and
Mhm.
yeah, okay. So moving this to a second reading for the next council meeting. All in favor?
I was informed by Dee
Yeah,
that we could.
we can do it in one.
We could expedite this in one.
Okay, okay,
If we wanted to.
okay. So we can do this in
We
one.
can do it in one.
Okay,
That's why I have.
all
it
right.
as an
Does
action.
anyone object to doing it in one?
No.
So all in favor of passing ordinance 1604, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, we're gonna move on to department head reports and Chief Siegel is on vacation, so Supervisor Howe,
I don't have too much.
speak loud.
Do not have too much. Safe routes, that project on Madison's going well. It's on task. There was an extension of 15 days due to some stored water pipe. Had to replace. If you guys haven't noticed, there's some damage to the fence barrier on 101 there. Some gated hit, so insurance has been notified of that and we're waiting to see what's gonna be from that. But I have to get some estimates on the cost it's gonna take. and
Did
all.
someone hit it with a car?
Yeah, with a dually pickup.
It jumped the curb or?
Yeah, and went down. It's about 200 feet actually of that fence damaged. So anyhow, I have a contractor that's gonna give us a cost estimate on it, and then I'll submit that to insurance.
Should we do a chain link fence there?
That, we were gonna do that, or we were asked to do that when they redid 101, remember that? And we decided not. And the posts up with the.
I'm just wondering because of rot, you know.
It's treated material.
Was it, is it
It's
pretty
not-
good
it's not
shape?
rotted. Yeah, it was just busted. Actually, we had that truck from going in the water. That and that tall curb, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyhow, that's where we're at on that. So hopefully it goes a little bit quicker than the library one.
What's happening in the library?
Nothing.
What's the deal?
Well, like I said, last week they did, you know, the subcontractor came down for the asbestos abatement, and so insurance is waiting for the total from the second contractor, which was supposed to be in last week, I think, or this week. So they're just waiting for the numbers.
So they want two bids on it, or is it just?
They did, yeah. They wanted to verify that everything was, I guess, good with the first contract.
Have you seen what the bids are?
Not the second one I have, with the first one. So,
Is it a lot?
it's a bit, but I wouldn't say it's huge. It could get extensive if it's the whole interior of the building. It has to be gutted. That depends on, that's part of the parameters of it. I mean, it depends on how deep it gets, and these are professionals with that abatement process. I'm not one of them.
So the people that looked at it last were abatement specialists,
Both
both of them.
Both contractors had their own abatement companies come in. And so they're just verifying that it's all jiving.
Okay.
Somebody's not pads. That's what I'm at.
Yeah. There's There's a hand up.
Patricia?
Did I mention that Joel Penoyer said he would be happy to intervene if it would help at all as an attorney to speed things along?
I was aware of that. He sent me an email as well, and I don't see any way that that would help at this point. It's,
Okay, well,
yeah, it's just the process of insurance.
he's willing to intercede if it'll help.
Sure, yeah, and he let me know that as well, and I appreciate his offer of help. That's wonderful. But at this point, I don't know of anything that he could do that would
Not
speed
there yet.
anything up at all. No, Yeah,
Have you been inside the building at all? Is the mold problem there at all? Are they,
That portion's been abated.
okay, good, glad to hear that, sorry, now.
okay. So, Clerk Treasurer, oh, did you have anything else? I'm sorry.
Nope, that was it.
Okay, Clerk Treasurer Johnson.
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay. And I don't really have anything either. So let's move on to public comments. Do I have any public comments regarding our current agenda items, which was the budget amendments? Does not appear that we do. Okay, so move on to council comments. Councilor Corcoran,
I am good, thank you.
Councilor Williams.
I hope everybody stays healthy. This crud that's going around is not fun.
No, it's
Um,
not.
On my second antibiotic, so stay
Wow.
safe, stay well.
Wow.
Stay home.
Yeah,
You did.
I did.
Councilor Kuiken.
I'm good.
Councilor Manlow.
Nothing.
And Councilor Davis.
Nothing.
Nothing. Do we have any future agenda topics? All right, we are adjourned. Thanks, everyone.
This has been the City Council meeting for South Bend, Washington. Meeting was held on January 27th, 2025. The next City Council meeting will be held on February 10th, 2025.